Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the AJ Lee fan. I'm here today with another video. But before I get into it, I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay. I'm back today with another video. And in this video, I just want to talk about. I do have other videos coming out. I still have my character stuff, things that I will say repetitively. So please be patient for that. I think I might do it today, so you might get 2 videos today. So please just look out for that. Thanks. But today I just want to talk about teen dramas. I really feel like this day and age of teen dramas is just really terrible. And I already made 2 videos discussing the teen drama problems, but what I really want to talk about is how TV shows can relate more to teen dramas. How can a TV show appeal and captivate the audience of teens without making it feel terrible? So I feel like what a lot of shows right now is that they try to take this dark theme of like heavy topics, and they try to make it relatable, make it edgy, make it captivate the audience and get people to tune in. Like a show like Euphoria. Honestly, I feel like Euphoria is one of the most overrated shows that has ever came on television. It's not even a good show. Like, I don't even think it's good at, like, it's meh at best. Like, I don't really think the characters are good. I don't The acting is okay for the most part. It's very unrealistic. I would say visually it's a good show. Like, I like how modern it looks, like the color palettes and the way it looks visually. I like it. But I feel like the way that it's written is just so unrealistic. Like, it's one of those shows where it's like it's trying to relate to the audience of teens, but it's not really doing that through a realistic interior. It's just really bad. It's just being edgy and dark for the fun of it, but it's not doing it to send a message like other teen drama shows that didn't have to be this dark to do that. So I feel like what we can do to change that is I feel like we should get a real writer who I feel like what we can do is get someone who honestly cares deeply about the dark themes, the dark issues that teenagers face every single day, whether it's personally at home or whether it's personally at school or whether it's just mental health, body image, anything like that. I feel like we should take someone who really cares about teens and wants to do what's best for them and trying to make things better. I feel like there are a lot of people who used to make I feel like the person to me who I feel like who can make a good show based off that is the woman who made 13, the movie. 13 is a really good movie, and I feel like the lady Catherine, who directed that film and also screenplayed it with Nikki Reed, I feel like what she should do is make a show about teens, and I feel like it would be really successful because 13 was a very successful movie. It's really good. She handled the topics very well, and like she has this sense of making you feel like, wow, these young girls are doing this young. Like, it's like a question mark, but it's like, damn, you understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. One girl doesn't have any adult supervision, so she kind of used to doing what she wants. She had a dark past. She's bought from foster home to her cousin. She don't Her parents are not in her life, and you have Nikki. You talk about Nikki Reed's character. um and then you have Tracy. She has a lot of things going on in her head. She can't really say how she's feeling because she doesn't know how to express her feelings in a way to get people to pay attention or listen. Her dad is out of her life. He's always working. He lives far away. Her mom is a low income hairdresser who does make a lot of money, and they're kind of not poverty. They're not poor. I wouldn't say they poverty, but they're trying to make ends meet. It's just not in a. It's not really helping out as much as it could. But I wouldn't say they poor. I wouldn't say they poor. I don't think Tracy was poor. I mean, her mom, they didn't really, she couldn't really afford clothes in the mall. They kind of had to buy clothes from outside of trucks. So I guess that's considered poor, but I don't know. I wouldn't say they were poor. But Tracy, her mom used to be an alcoholic, and her mom used to date a very heavy drug addict. He's been in and out of rehab, and she just don't think it's smart to keep a guy like that in her life around her and her brother. She don't think it's smart. I don't think it's smart either. She's very depressed. She's sad all the time. She's getting bullied in school about how she dressed, how she carried herself. And she also has disclaimer for anybody who's ever had these type of issues. Please do not watch this video if I say anything that might be triggering. I should say at the beginning, but please do not watch. She has self issues. She has self harm problems. She likes to self harm to release the pain that she can't control that's happening around her every day. The only time she can relieve any pain is when she's cutting. And like I really love her. That is a character that is very complex that can draw your audience. I would say, oh, I said Nikki. I meant Evie. The character name is Evie. Nikki Reed's character is Evie. I said her name was Nikki. Anyway, a character like Tracy and Evie, those are the type of characters that can really draw you in, and you can understand why they're doing the things that they do, and you can understand why Tracy is going to the dark side. She's in the wrong group. She's giving into peer pressure because this is how her friend Evie wants her to behave. Her friend Evie is turning her into someone she's never been. She's never been into drugs. She's never really cared about piercing, tattoos, smoking, having sex, doing all that other stuff. Like they did all different types of drugs. They were just doing a lot. They were doing a lot of things that 13-year-olds shouldn't be doing. And the lady Catherine really addressed that very fine. It wasn't everything that they did was never swept underneath the rug. It was always addressed. It was countless times what Tracy's mom tried to address her about what's going on with her behavior, and she always thought Evie was the problem. And Evie also leached off Tracy because she wanted that home life, even though her mom didn't have a lot. Her mom had a lot of love for her and her brother, and she really loved Tracy and her brother a lot, and that's what Evie wanted. Even though Evie wanted to be loved, she wanted someone to give a fuck. And Tracy's mom really, really gave a fuck. Even though she didn't have a lot to provide them or to give them, her mother had a big heart, and she would do anything for her kids. And Evie wanted that. And I just feel like that's a good movie to make a TV show off of. Like that, people should really think about that. I'm voicing it now. Make a TV show off 13. Just make it a co-ed type of show. Add boys in it, add girls in it, and just make it an interesting show. Like I'll be really interested in seeing that. But I feel like what we can do, and I was just watching this girl talk about Euphoria, is that this show, and the reason I keep talking about Euphoria is because this is like the main show people always feel like, oh my god, they're being so honest about how teens are right now and how it was for me in school and all this other bullshit. Like, I would say when I was in school, yeah, kids did vape in the bathroom. Like, girls did vape and guys did do weed. I think a boy got caught in the bathroom smoking weed and girls got caught smoking vaping. Like, yes, but I want to say, like, it was edgy how Euphoria is. Like, it's not like that. Like, it's not like that how I went through. And I also understand that everyone's high school experience is different. When you try to tell me that this is how it is daily for teenagers, you're wrong, because that's just not how it was for me. It's probably not how it was for anybody. Like when you try to say, yeah, this is how it is for every teenager now, that's just entirely not true. It's not. Yes, some girls have toxic relationships going on and everything like that, and everything, domestic abuse does happen in relationships, and some girls do have daddy issues. When you're trying to tell me that girls, not even my age, when I'm 19 years old and I really care about how teenagers are being portrayed, and I really do deeply feel like that the media has a lot to do on why teenagers are just so mentally unprepared and everything, and they try to really compare themselves to things that are just are out of their control. But it's like, anyway, I'm not gonna talk about the characters. I'm gonna talk about Euphoria thing. I still talk about the characters. Okay, I don't want to get into all that. I want to talk about Euphoria trying to be like this theme of they're trying to pretend like they're talking about dark issues with teenagers, but that's not true. The way they go about it is just not realistic. It's not realistic enough. When you take a show like Degrassi, for example, Degrassi handled dark issues better. They handle them realistically wise. Like everything from bipolar disorders to eating disorders to drug addictions to mental health to teen pregnancy to everything. Degrassi handled it in a realistic way. Yes, it sucked that we would only get like a 22-minute episode about that issue, and then the next episode was something different. But at least in that episode, we got a realistic taste of what it actually feels like to go through something like that traumatically. Like, it's just like Euphoria, it's like it just happens and then it's just swept underneath the rug. It's not really talked about much. And I don't like that. I feel like what we can do now, I feel like to help teen drama shows, like I just said, find someone who really cares and who's going to talk about the triggering topics and make it feel realistic. Like they're taking their time to have the audience feel for these characters and feel for the situations. Like if you take a storyline like rape, for example, if a girl gets raped, and that's it in the pilot episode, a girl gets raped, and then you open up with episode 2, and it's like she doesn't mention the rape, she doesn't there's nothing about her being raped that's picked up ever again. It's like, wow, something traumatic like this just happened and we're not going to talk about it, we're just going to sweep it underneath the rug. She was just sexually assaulted with no consent and you're going to sweep it underneath the rug? Like, that don't make sense. There's a lot of people who've been through that type of situation and they want it to be addressed. They want people to start caring about the fact that this is not just happening out of this is not also happening outside the world. This is also happening in school, in college, in day life. It doesn't just happen when you go to a party when you're an adult. It can happen when you're a teen as well. It can happen very young. Like, that's what I love about Degrassi, is that they talk about these things that is controversial to other people and they handle it in a realistic way. That's what I want. I want someone to handle the situations right, because the way they take these type of situations, they don't handle them in a way where it's like, I cannot feel for these characters, because it's like you're not making the situation justified and you're just making it look bad. So that's what I would say. I feel like the way we can help teen dramas now is definitely talk more about real issues and getting someone who's going to take the issue and portray it right instead of just portraying it for kinks. So that's just my video on how you can help teen drama shows, because I really feel like teen drama shows is the main genre that has just not been good. Like, every teen drama show now is just the same. The Gossip Girl reboot is trash. The Euphoria is trash. Like, I just don't like I just don't get it. Like, I just don't understand why they're not taking things seriously. Everything is just way too campy. Everything is just not serious enough. Like, I want a teen drama where it's serious. Like, I want a teen drama show like Degrassi, like One Tree Hill, like The OC. Even though The OC was good for those first 2 seasons, but I'll definitely say it's better than Euphoria, and it's better than the Gossip Girl reboot. Gossip Girl, the original show, was good, and I would say it had its moments when it talked about issues and it was resolved better, in my opinion. The Secret Life of an American Teenager, like shows like that. Like, I feel like these shows actually had topics and they discussed it. Like, it was never swept underneath the rug. There was a longevity of helping that character, of getting that character to a good state of mind or helping them get better. So yeah, we just need to find better teen drama shows, and they just need to get better. Like, I just wanted to get better for not just myself, but for for teenagers all around the world who might be turning 14, 13. Like, I want them to have a good show that represents what they're going through in daily life. So, thanks for listening to this. Like I said, disclaimer, I mentioned a lot of things in here that might be triggering to people who might have gone through these situations. So please do not listen to this video if you have. Thank you. And if you are someone who's ever had problems with self-harm, suicidal, or you are a rape victim, please reach out and get help. And don't ever be afraid to tell someone that something bad has happened to you, or if you're having bad thoughts. Thank you. And I deeply do care if you have gone through any situations. My condolences do go out for you, and I hope that you do find the help that you need. Thank you, and just thanks for listening to thanks for just listening to me and supporting my channel.